Can you break down your research and explain what the fresh start effect is?
I would love to. This is one of my favorite things I've ever studied. And I should say the lead author is my former student, Heng-Chen Dai. She's brilliant UCLA professor. We got really interested in the idea that there are moments when people are more motivated to make a change than others, that this is something that waxes and wanes. But we wanted to understand if there was something systematic about when it is that people are most motivated. The first thought bubble I had, which I suspect some of you who are listening are also thinking about, is, well, New Year's is kind of a special moment, right?
Yeah.
We know actually that 40% of Americans, and this is a global phenomenon, but in America, it's 40% of us make New Year's resolutions. We say at the beginning of the new year, we're going to do something different in our lives. We're going to make some positive change. And okay, fine, that's one moment. But what I got interested in was, what is that a microcosm of? Like, there must be other moments too. What is it about New Year's, and where else can we find that magic fairy dust and sprinkle it on people that gives you this sense of a fresh start? And so we started reading and learning, and what we learned is there's this whole literature on something called autobiographical memory. And what it teaches us is that the way we think about our lives is not linear. We actually look back on our lives like we are characters in a novel, and that there are chapter breaks in our lives that separate the way we think about who we were, who we will be. And those chapter breaks arise at predictable moments. So you can think about big chapter breaks. Big chapter breaks would be something like, you started this podcast, or you started a new job, or you moved to a new city. And when we bookend those chapters, what we do is we feel like we're making a major transition. And a new chapter that we open is a new beginning. That's what's happening on New Year's. We feel, okay, last year is over. I'm chapter breaking that. That was the old me who didn't get in shape, who, didn't make the promotion at work. But this year's going to be different. And we can set the old me aside and move on and say, I'm going to be optimistic and different this time because of that chapter break. And what we learned in our research is those chapter breaks arise actually a lot more frequently than maybe we would perceive. There's the big ones that I just talked about, those big life transitions that are really relatable, but actually we see little mini chapter breaks every Monday.
Every Monday?
Every Monday is a fresh start. Every new month, the celebration of every birthday, dates like the start of spring, Labor Day, Memorial Day, and it depends on, what your culture and customs are. But there are these moments that demarcate time and give us a sense of a new beginning, and they're incredibly frequent. People are naturally gravitating towards these moments that feel like fresh starts in order to make change.